Good morning. Today is December the 14th. Our lesson is called A Light to Warm Us, and it's from a prophecy in Isaiah. It's Isaiah chapter 9, verses 2 and then 6 through 7. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. For those who live in a land of deep darkness, a light will shine, for a child is born to us. A son is given to us. The government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. His government and its peace will never end. He will rule with fairness and justice from the throne of his ancestor David for all eternity. The passionate commitment of the Lord of heaven's armies will make this happen. That just reminded me, I have that shirt on today. I don't know if you can see it. It says, he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. I like that. We're having a Christmas party at church today. So I've got my Christmas shirt on. But so darkness. That's a fitting adjective for this world, isn't it? Darkness that envelops us. We deal with dying, with losses, with tears that run through the night. We deal with constant lies from Hollywood, from our government, from politicians, from even friends at times. We deal with constant wars without and within. We deal with ever-increasing earthquakes, floods, fires, sometimes at the same time. We deal with volcanoes, tsunamis. We deal with racism, genocide. We deal with greed, hatred, selfishness. And in order to deal with the darkness of it all, sometimes we turn to things that eventually just make our world even darker. Things like alcohol, drugs, illicit sex, anything to try to gain some peace and some happiness. Something to take away a bit of the darkness, even if it's just for the moment. But in reality, it just takes us deeper into captivity, into darkness. Darkness stains it all, stains us all, takes away every shred of hope and happiness. There was a guy named Carl Sagan, an American astronomer and astrophysicist. And he wrote, "Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves." That's pretty bleak, isn't it? We can sit in the dark and feel those words echo through our emptiness. No hint that help is coming. And Voskamp writes, "There's no hint of help, no rumor of relief, no sign of saving for us waiting through the night, waiting through the dark night." And isn't that how this world is apart from God? You just deal with one problem after another, one hurt, one pain after another, one disappointment after another. And apart from God, there is no hope. There's no light. Our author, Anne, writes, "And then it comes to the waiting, to the leaning, to the cold, a dawn, sunrise, light, not mere candles wavering in the face of the black," she says, "but a dawn to crack back the black, to pry up the dark with bright shards, to peel it back and flood the cold room with light, a light from beyond, erupting, heaving the black right back, a fire that people walking in darkness did not set, but that they saw. A light that the people in the dark couldn't ignite, couldn't inflame, and couldn't fabricate, but could only find." Don't you love that? Isn't that what God does for us when we accept him into our lives? That darkness, that coldness, that hardness is just gone, and it's replaced with light and hope and joy and peace. Carl Sagan said there wasn't a hint that help would come, and that's true. Hope doesn't come in the form of a hint. It comes in the form of a dawn, of a light shining, unstoppable light. Our author writes, God glory blazing. I love that. Anne writes, our God who breathes stars in the dark, he breathes Bethlehem's star, and then he takes on lungs and breathes in stable air. We are saved from hopelessness because God came with little infant fists and opened wide his hand to take the iron sharp edge of our sins. Don't you love that? God came to a dark and dying world, and he brought hope. That's what Christmas is about. Christmas can't be created for us. Christmas doesn't depend on whether we decorate for it or whether we buy gifts or whether we even celebrate it. Christmas will be here if you participate in it or not. Christmas is all about Jesus coming in order to save us. He came and became one of us in order to save us. The book goes on to say we are saved from our loneliness because God is love, and he can't stand to leave us by ourselves to ourselves. This is the message of Christmas. The message of Christmas, she writes, isn't that we can make peace or that we can make love, that we can make light, that we can make gifts or make this world save itself. The message of Christmas is that this world's a mess and we can never save ourselves from ourselves, and we need a Messiah. For unto us a child is born. So it doesn't matter how dark the darkness is, God still sends his dawn. It doesn't matter what Carl Sagan says, telling us that there's no hope, that we are doomed, because God shines his light in the darkest of places so that you can see his light the brightest. I like that. You know, those little Christmas tree lights, you know, you can see them, but they're not real bright. But if I would turn all the other lights off, they would really shine, wouldn't they? In the darkness, they would shine. And that's how God's light is. In the darkest of darkness is where his light shines the brightest. And once you are in the light, Christmas never comes to an end. We celebrate it year round, the fact that Christ came. You believe in Christmas when you experience the light that came into the world. You know, nothing irritates me more. This personal pet peeve of mine. When you see people, you know, with these signs about, you know, believe, when it comes to Christmas, and they're talking about Santa Claus. Believe in Santa Claus as if that's what Christmas is about. That's not Christmas. That's not Christmas. Christmas is Jesus coming. Jesus is coming. That's what we need to believe in. And when you are in the light, you become a light to a dark world. You bring hope to hopeless places with the joy that God is with us. He's with us. God is for us. God is in us. And Anne goes on to write, when you are a wick, light, hope in the dark, then you believe in Christmas. And when you really believe in Christmas, you believe that there is really hope for everyone. And when you get Christmas, people get hope from you. So as Christians, that's our job, to light up the world, to share the hope that only God can give, and let the light dawn in the darkness around us. That the name of our lesson again, let me find it here, was light to warm us. For the people who walk in darkness will see a great light. And that's our job now, if we're Christians, is to shine that light with the people around us. Shine it in the darkness. So the questions for today. Number one, in what areas of your life do you need Christ's light to dawn? Sometimes we still have some darkness in us that we need Christ's light to help us with. Number two, has your hope dimmed or flickered out somewhere along the way? Would you dare to ask God to reignite your hope again? And number 3, what is one thing you can do to spark hope for someone else today? And I hope you do that. I hope you share God's light with the dark world around you.